Two packages came in. Let's open up both. One's a comic book, one's something else. Let's get into it. Hello, YouTube. Accent Man here once again. And these packages did not arrive at the same time, same day. But I did wait on both because I got notifications from the USPS website that I would be getting them. So I waited just to do both at the same time. That way it's not just kind of anticlimactic, I guess. I wanted to open up this comic book because it is a key issue comic book for my collection, but maybe someone find it that fascinating. Now I'm just chasing views, right? I totally thought about that as I was making this video. But they were arriving back to back. So just a couple of days from each other. So there was a little bit of that, but there was more of let's just do two in one because why not? Right. So let's start off with the obvious one. This is a comic book, and I love the fact that they used a comic book mailer. If you've ever ordered a comic book online, whether it's a comic book shop that has an online shop or eBay. eBay is one of the more predominant places where you can find, buy, sell comic books. They don't always package comic books in the best way possible. Using an actual comic book mailer, meaning that this piece of cardboard here, ladies and gents, is specifically used to ship comic books. And I'll show you guys here in a bit how I've actually showed it in a few of my videos, a couple, not a few. But let's go ahead and just crack this open, yeah? All right, so let's go ahead. But before I do, let me do some close-ups. I'm not even trying to do the whole moving the camera. Let me just walk up to the camera. But check this out, ladies and gents. Sorry about the lighting here, but the fact that they wrote, and the fact that they put the fragile stickers, handle with care, nice touch from the eBay seller that I got this from. And this is what it looks like. You're gonna notice that it's perfectly shaped for a comic book. Hence, these were made for a comic book. Now, here's one thing that I wanted to showcase. Uh, there is a flap here that keeps the comic book perfectly inside its carrying package. But enough of the showcasing of the package itself, although I did want to do a little bit of a roundabout here. Let's find out what this actually is. I've already said that like a few times. Hurry up with this. All right, so let's cut this open. Ah, okay. So here it is. That's what the interior looks like. Oof. They use painter's tape. If you're not aware, painter's tape, specifically painter's tape, is blue. And the reason that it's preferred by a lot of shippers, collectors, when you're putting your comic books into bags, Mylar bags, comic book bags, um, bags, you want to use this type of tape sometimes because it's not as sticky. I don't know the word for it, but it's the perfect type of tape to use sometimes. If you know what painter's tape does, when you remove it from a wall after you've finished painting, you won't do too much damage to the paint that's already there. So because of the delicate nature of the tape itself, it's perfect for if and when it makes contact with a comic book, if that makes sense, because you can easily just slowly take away the tape and it won't damage your book. It'll damage it uh, depending on the severity of how all sorts of reasons, all sorts of variables. But for the most part, this is why sometimes it's preferred. Not always, but there you go. Well, let's go ahead and open this up. It's a lot more secure in the bag, and they did conveniently fold the tape over so that you have these flaps. There you go. This one does the same. All right. And it's going to be the same for all four. There it is. Actually, just three. Oh, they sent it to me in a Mylar bag. I don't have to re-bag this. Not really, but... Yes. If you're enjoying my content, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Most importantly of all, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. The comic book that I purchased on eBay was Amazing Adventures, The Beast, Amazing Adventures 11. So what is the significance of this book? This is the first appearance of the furry beast. Hank McCoy, aka Beast, was not always the furry, lovable, smart, instrumental, classical music person, beast that we know. He first appeared in this comic as this version of Beast, not just the Hank McCoy. If you watch the movie First Class, they touched on that in that film. The fact that he was more humanoid, just with the very large intellect, and yet he had these acrobatic skills. So it wasn't only until he injected himself in the film with a serum that he became the beast that we know on film. Well, as you can clearly see, his first appearance as the furry beast was not blue, it was gray, which is interesting because there's actually a story behind that, which actually attaches itself or is also relatable to the character we all know as the Incredible Hulk. Back when Incredible Hulk or Hulk was first introduced, for everyone that knows, well, even if you don't know, take a gander. His first appearance was as a gray Hulk. You may have seen plenty of statues that depict this, right? I think we're all familiar with the Red Hulk at this point, especially with the MCU. You know, we saw General at the time, President Ross, become Red Hulk. Well, that wasn't the first time that there was a variation in color. Now, that was a different Hulk. I understand that. We kind of understand that, most of us that are into the genre. But Gray Hulk and Green Hulk are the same person. It's still Bruce Banner. So why the difference? Why the color change? That's a fun and very short story.
I messed up in this part, so here's the voiceover. Hulk was originally gray, then went green. When they found out that the gray ink was way too expensive, so they switched to green because it was the cheapest at the time. Similar thing happened to Beast, going from gray to blue, also because they wanted him to look less menacing, hence the blue.
Go look up a Stan Lee documentary. He'll explain exactly what I'm trying to explain here, even though I've just kind of been mouth word vomiting all over this video. But for the most part, Amazing Adventures 11 is something that I've been wanting to add to my collection for a long time because it is the first appearance of the furry beast. Not the first appearance of Hank McCoy, because I did buy that at San Diego Comic-Con. Any chance I get to plug in the fact that I own an X-Men #1 now, I'm going to take it. But now I own this too. Another thing I should mention, if you haven't noticed the price tag, if you zoom in, I did not get it for this amount. I did negotiate the cost. So this says 75. I actually uh, put in a bid that I thought was lowballing. I never mean any disrespect when I kind of lowball. It's just that when I look at the fair market value of the FMV, if I see something that's a little bit too high priced, even if it's a quality book with not a lot of um, you know, defects, if you will, sometimes I think it's still kind of priced a little bit too high. And I love it when the seller, in this case, accepts it because I think they kind of know. That's not to say that they were trying to, kind of dupe anybody, but it just kind of goes to show that if you know your comics and you know the value of them, that you will somewhat pay a fair value for them. Yeah. I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. So I actually got this for $20 cheaper than what is on the sticker. For the eBay seller, I will put them. I'll put a link to their eBay shop in the description because that was an awesome offer acceptance. So I just have to reciprocate, the whole thing. Like, hey, these guys are pretty cool. I mean, it's just the one comic, but still, hey, one transaction is good enough for me, especially when it comes to something like this. Last thing before I go on to the next package is they use painter's tape on the back too. So I just wanted to kind of take a look. I did rip it because it's not a big deal. I was going to put my own tape on it anyways, but just for sake of it, I'm going to take this off. So there's no risk at all. If you notice, it's a little off center. So there's a lot more white here than there is here. So I did the thing where I just kind of try to bang it on the table a little bit just to kind of let it scoot over, and it wouldn't budge. So then I try to do it manually. I try to kind of like finagle the book. I try to move the book. This thing is stuck. I mentioned it in my comic book look and a brewski. I kind of skimmed over the surface of this topic. Is having too many bags. I'm sorry, too many boards, backing boards, which are the cardboard backing boards when you're putting your comic book in a bag, especially a Mylar. So there's something about putting too many that it's just wow. There's way too many, and I think I just learned why. Oh, ladies and gents, I've just been caught in something and I'm not going to edit this out. I kind of feel stupid now. I feel like I'm never going to get to the other package at this point. And only because someone just taught me a valuable lesson. I was just saying a lot of good things about the eBay seller. And I mean, I'm going to put the description or the link to their shop about 10 times at this point. The reason that I couldn't move it around in the bag, I got to do a close up of this. So as I was just saying that, I mean, it's still a legitimate issue where sometimes people put too many backing boards on books. What this seller did was they put a backing board in between the pages of the comic so as to not put any stress on the spine. So what they did, the reason I'm not able to move this is because the backing board is actually in between the pages. So I'll have to take the entire book out, remove the backing board, and put it back in its bag, which is perfect because it does relieve stress on the spine so that more defects don't keep occurring. Hmm. Wow, genius. Thank you. Thank you. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it in the video. Hey, Shipper is awesome. I should have known. See, I should have known because he used the perfect tape. He used the perfect shipper, the comic mailer. Yeah, put a dunce cap on me. Yeah, I should be reprimanded for this. But let's show the comic. Get out of here. Get that corn out of my face. All right, so let's go ahead and take the whole book out. All the contents of this book. Oop. Okay, see, now I'm putting stress on the. Let's just take the whole thing out. Okay. Pause. That's old ink. That's old comic paper. Okay, so as I mentioned, here's the one board. And you can see the back is the comic. Here's the front. So the board is clearly in the center to avoid any type of spine distress during shipping. And he did actually put it right in the middle, ladies and gents. What do I mean by that? Well, the staple is right in the middle. So he used the perfect middle. He or she, I don't know. Oof, it's right in the middle. Whoever you are, this person, this eBay seller right here, not only did you make me look foolish to what I was saying earlier in the video, but you exceeded not just my expectations, but hopefully any of the Axiomat Comics viewers' expectations. I mean, that is awesome. Just mm, But that's it for this video. Yeah, right. Hey, let's just open this up real quick. Come on. Let's just get it done. Because this is from that Kevin Smith Club. This is so I'm actually a member of Kevin Smith's fan club. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. Big old fanboy of Kevin Smith. And one of the perks you get is that you do get little gifts here and there, just be for being a monthly subscriber, member, paid member of his fan club, which I am. What a nerd, huh? So he's been mailing out coins, commemorative coins that commemorate the movies he's made. But this time he did a poster, which totally fits October. Check this out, guys, ladies and gents. If you know who Kevin Smith is and his two main characters, Jay and Silent Bob, this is the Silent Babadook. Oh, I'm totally framing this. Oh, yeah. I've cosplayed as Silent Bob a few times. I mean, check me out. Yeah. Man, I'm cool. No, you're not, actually, man. But yeah, I couldn't just finish the video. I know I went a lot longer than I thought that I was gonna go with this video because of the whole first furry beast thing. But look at that autograph on the bottom. Kevin Smith autographed it at the bottom. Totally framing this. Totally going up in my Kevin Smith section. Let me cut to it real quick. And we're back. Yeah. What a day. What a video. So cool. Hey, it's so cool to be a collector of these geeky, nerdy things, just to be a fan in any fandom. Ladies and gents, if you love something, I say it at the end of every video, collect what you love what you collect. Truly, it's not just a catchy phrase. It's not just something. Oh, he's just trying to make a T-shirt. Hey, hopefully one day I can make a T-shirt with that slogan. But I thought long and hard about saying that at the end of all my videos for a reason, because I mean it. I 110%, thousand, 100 million, thousand, like my daughter says it, mean it. Collect what you love what you collect. Ladies and gents, I'll see you guys in the next one.